When I was born, my grandparents back in India didn't find out for 2 weeks, which is a shame because look at how perfect I was. But it's not because the phone lines were down or because they weren't available. It's because there was a complication with my birth. And that complication was being assigned female. You see, my mom had been told that if she gave birth to a daughter, it wasn't worth phoning home about. After all, she'd already given birth to my elder sister. And this time, everyone had high hopes that she would do right and have a son. But she had me. So there were no congratulations or Indian sweets sent our way. Just the reality that from the moment I came into this world, I was already a disappointment to so many people. And it sucked. Although this is my lived experience, it's also the reality that millions of girls face every day across every culture and in every country. Being born into this lifetime set me on a mission of just trying to prove myself and feel like I was enough. And I'm not alone in this mission. In fact, us girls, what we desperately want is a seat at the table. What does it mean to have a seat at the table? For some, it's about being seen, valued, or heard. For LilySingh, it was becoming the first woman to host a late-night broadcast show during her time. Growing up as an Indian girl, I would watch her videos, watching her breaking barriers and shattering glass ceilings in a space dominated by men. She made me believe that I could do the same. But what seemed groundbreaking was short-lived. Lily quickly realized that having a seat wasn't enough if the table wasn't built to support women. Lily highlights the inequities that hold us back and outlines how to build more inclusive tables. Performed at TED Women 2023, A Seat at the Table by LilySingh. A seat at the table. It's what every Tumblr post, business card, and motivational poster tells you. Success is a seat at the table. And if they want to be extra spicy, they say, if there's no seat, drag your own. I'm sure you've heard this, right? So, marching orders were clear. Get a seat at this table by any means necessary. Now, in 2010, I noticed that no one on YouTube really looked like me. There was no South Asian woman who's allowed, uses her hands a lot, and gives her take on the world. I saw a seat up for grabs. So I got to work and I started a channel under the name Superwoman. Yeah, I'm smart enough to give a TED Talk, not smart enough to understand copyright. But I found success. And with the backward snapback on my head, I gave my take on relationships, pop culture, and taboo subjects. And most popularly, impersonated my parents. Fast forward to 2015 and I'm on stage in India, announcing my first world tour. The next day, I was set to fly to Punjab to visit my grandfather for the first time in my adult life. And whew, nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen. I vividly remember it. I was in the car driving to his house. He was standing outside. I got out and walked up to him. He looked me right in the eyes and decorated me with a flower garland. He then proceeded to welcome me into his home and showed me all the newspaper clippings he had saved with my name and face on them. He said that he was wrong Words I had never heard a man say to me before. He said that I had made the family name proud. Me, Lily, the baby born girl. But encouraged by my grandfather's approval, I became confident in my influence. I remember thinking, oh, I'm gonna talk at this table. But I quickly realized that there's an invisible gatekeeper called culture, and the table is right in the middle of it. I kept trying to ask for a more supportive seat. I kept trying to ask for a new seat. But every time I would be told that I should be grateful to have a seat in the first place. After all, everyone that looks like me is still sitting out in the cold. You know, the strange thing about having a wobbly seat is that you spend so much time trying to bring yourself to the table that you can never fully contribute. Solution? Build better seats and build better tables. So allow me to present to you a set of guidelines I very eloquently call how to build a table that doesn't suck. Step 1, don't weaponize gratitude because it's not a form of currency. Women are assigned more work on unrewardable, unpromotable, and non-recognizable tasks. So hear me when I say a woman shouldn't be grateful to sit at a table. She should be paid to sit at one, especially ones that she largely helped build. Up next, invest in potential. When investing in women, give them the support they actually need. Cultural change takes time and money. Heck, it took my grandfather 35 years to see that I was worthy of more. So a true investment is one that values potential over proof. Because so often, that proof doesn't exist for women. Not because we aren't qualified, but because we haven't been given the opportunity. When investing in someone new, don't give them a seat made out of straw until they deserve they prove better. Allow them to contribute to the table, and they will make it better. Next, this is probably my favorite one. It's common sense, actually. Make space for us. You know, for every 3 men at a table, there's only space for 1 woman. When more men show up, the table gets longer. But when that extra RSVP is a woman, she's encouraged to fight against the only other woman that was invited to the table. Instead, we need to build seats for multiple women, so they're not sitting on top of each other's laps, fighting for one meal. Diverse teams perform better. A recent study showed that corporations with more gender diversity are 36% more likely to experience profitability. So no matter how we look at it, it's time to build longer tables and more seats that actually work. Last, upgrade the table talk. Now, I believe stories make the world go around. Stories are how we understand the world. Yet, when it comes to world news, half of the world is female. But only a quarter of those are included in the coverage, or that the news is even about in the first place. Not only do we need to be included in these stories, we need to be driving them. Inviting someone in on the table talk is not just a nice gesture. It builds for more productive and smarter conversations. So this all seems like a lot of work. And it is. But it's necessary and important. All of you can help create a future where we have longer tables and seats that actually work. A future where being assigned female isn't a disappointment or a disadvantage, because females are encouraged empowered, and expected to do great things.